Hello everyone, today we are going to take a look at the SIM800L module. First, we are going to learn about how to send text messages with this module and your Arduino. Then, we are going to learn how to make phone calls with them. So let's begin. Depending on your usage, you can choose either the spiral version or the board version antenna. The spiral version is very good for outdoor use, while the board version is better for indoor use. The board version will even work inside of an enclosure, so it's the case for me. That's why I will use the board version antenna. When you receive your SIM800L module, the pins are not soldered. So first, you need to solder your pins on the board. Once you've soldered these pins, your SIM800L board will look like this. Now you can put your SIM card inside of SIM800L like this, with the notch on the top left. This is the pin out for connection. We will only use these 4 pins in this project. We will need some hardware components. First, a breadboard, an Arduino board. I'm using Arduino Mega in this project, but you can use Arduino Uno too. We will need some jumpers, a power supply. I'm using a power bank here with the wires to get the power supply output, the SIM800L with the soldered pins, and also 3 resistors of 10 kilo ohm. So please note that in my schematic, I put the power supply as full battery AAA, but actually it was not working. So that's why I replaced it by this power bank, which allows us to have more than 2 amps as current when it's working at 5 volt. Now let's wiring it up. When wiring, remember to use 3 resistors of 10 kilo ohm to divide the voltage from 5 volt to 3.3 volt. Because SIM800L module has a 3.3 volt logic level, while Arduino has a 5 volt logic level, we cannot connect the module's RX pin directly to the Arduino's digital pin. That's why we need this 3 10 kilo ohm resistor to divide the voltage. So now we can connect the Arduino and upload our code. So let's first upload just the code to test the connection. So to test the connection of this SIM800L board, let's just copy and paste this code. The code is available in the description below. So let's take a look at this code quickly before we upload it. So in this code, we are going to use software serial library. This library allows serial communication on other digital pins of an Arduino. It uses software to replicate the functionality, but it has some constraints. Not all of the pins on Arduino Mega will allow this, because in order to make this work, you need to make sure that the pin can support interrupts. So for Arduino Mega, there are certain pins which cannot be used for RX. So in our case, we're using Arduino Mega. That's why we choose pin 10 to be connected to RX and the number pin 11 to be connected to TX of SIM800L. So this first line will create an instance of this software serial object. So then in the setup function, what we do is we make a bunch of checks to check if there's connection and how is the signal quality. And then in the loop function, we will update the serial. So this function allows us to first send the information of the serial monitor to the SIM800L board. And on the other side, it allows us to receive the SIM800L data and print it out in the serial monitor. So let's first verify this code. Before that, make sure that you selected the right board, and then we can upload the code. So for now, I haven't plugged in the power supply of the board the power bank, so you see there's like no blinking light. So as you can see, in this case, if there is no power supply, code will stop printing at initializing. So if you encounter this, make sure that you plugged in your power supply. So now the power supply has been plugged in, and we can see the SIM800L is blinking at a frequency of 1 time a second. Let's take a look at the serial monitor. You can see now that AT command returns OK. AT plus ESQ command tests the signal quality. For me, it returns 25. It means the quality of the signal is quite good. AT plus CCID command returns the SIM information to confirm whether the SIM is plugged. For me, it returns a series of 20 digits or letters. This command returns the unique integrated circuit card identification number of the installed SIM card. Finally, AT plus CREG question mark returns 00 for me. So this command checks whether it has registered in the network. For me, it returns 00. It means that SIM800L is not registered to a home network. One of the reasons which causes the connection issue is that the SIM card may be locked. You can solve it with two different ways. First, you can send the SIM pin code to SIM800L using AT plus cpin equal command. After that, you put your pin code. For me, it's 1234. Adapt your code with your proper pin. When you upload this code again, you can see that the answer to AT plus CREG question mark command has changed. The second number is 5. This number should be either 1 or 5. 1 indicates that you are registered to a home network, and 5 indicates a roaming network. Any other number than these two indicates that you are not registered to any network. The second way of solving this issue is removing the PIN code from your SIM card. To do this, go to Settings in your phone with the SIM card, search for SIM card lock. You can change the SIM card lock settings by clicking on the slider on the right of Lock SIM card option. Enter your SIM pin. For me, it's 1234. Now, the SIM card does not require a pin anymore. Now, let's try to send a text message with SIM800L module. To do that, you need to first configure the module in text mode with AT plus CMGF equal to 1. Then, using AT plus CMGS command to send a message to your phone number. Please remember to update your phone number here. Finally, use SIM800L.print function to send your message. In my case, I will send hello from robot amateur. Upload this code to your Arduino board. You should receive this message in your phone. At this stage, if you don't succeed to receive the text message, you may want to first double-check your wiring connections. If your wiring is good, the other reason may be that your power supply does not match the requirement. For example, let's make a test with a battery pack of 4 batteries of 1.2 volts. With this test, you will not receive any text message, and you can see AT plus CMGS command returns error. Sometimes it may not even return error, it may say OK, but you still don't receive any text message. Please remember that you can use AT commands to debug. So let's add these two commands into this code. We can see that AT plus CSQ returns 00. It means the quality of the signal is very bad. And AT plus CREG question mark returns 02. It means that SIM800L is not registered to any network. In addition, the LED indicator blinks once a second, indicating also that the chip has no connection to the cellular network. If you see this, please double-check your power supply. Finally, let's make a phone call with SIM800L. To do that, you just need to add ATG command and with your phone number inside of the code. You can see that ATD command is returning OK. And at the same time, we are receiving a phone call. In this code, we'll wait for 20 seconds. Then we use ATH command to hang up the call. Let's upload the same phone call code with the battery pack as power supply. You can see that in this case, ATD plus command returns OK, but you also receive a message saying no dial tone in your serial monitor and no phone call has been made. It is probably because that your power supply is not strong enough. In this case, please double check your power supply to make sure that it can reach up to 2 amps to enable SIM800L module to make the phone call. Congratulations! You learned how to send text messages and make phone calls using SIM800L and Arduino. If you got questions or project ideas, just leave a comment below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting tech explorations. See you next time!